Okay. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
How was the weekend?
Good morning, Sagar.
Good morning. Did you guys try something on Snowflake the weekend? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. We'll get started in 2 minutes. Anyone joining today as a first class? No one?
Yeah, I joined today. First
Okay.
time.
Okay. Did you get chance to go through the previous recording?
No,
This
no. My first class.
Okay. No worries. I'll come back to the information what goes at the end of our class. But before getting started, let's have a quick recap. This is our day 4 for Snowflake. So we'll be having one more day as a demo, that is tomorrow. I'll be explaining more about that at the end of the class. For now, let's have a quick recap so that you guys can catch up what all things we have done. Okay. On day 1, as I said, we got started about Snowflake. We understood why Snowflake is important, how Snowflake is used inside our project, what all things we have, what all things we can do with respect to Snowflake. We try to have that brief understanding. On the day 2, we understood something called as the architecture of Snowflake. Can anyone quickly explain the architecture of Snowflake?
Yes, Sagar. We have three layer in Snowflake, like storage, then processing, and then cloud.
Okay.
So in storage, we will store the data on like any cloud services like Azure or AWS, and then there is lower layer that is query processing, where the query is getting processed in multiple clusters, like whatever servers that is needed for that query processing. So it will take that and it will execute the query based on that. And then the most uh, and then the last layer is like cloud, that is called as the brain of the like Snowflake architecture, where it will do the all the processing things.
Okay. Okay. Anyone want to try?
Yeah, Snowflake is a three-layer architecture. It consists of storage layer, cloud, and compute layer, and also not cloud, compute and virtual warehouse layer, and cloud layer. Mm. In storage layer, data stored in the form of compressed and columnar and micro partitions. And in virtual warehouse, we can do horizontal scaling, virtual warehouse, virtual horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, and compute processing happens here. In cloud layer, authentication, authorization, metadata management, infrastructure management, all query processing here. This is the three-layer architecture of Snowflake.
Okay. Good. So we have 3 layers. One is mainly cloud service layer. Next is virtual machine layer. Then last is nothing but storage layer, where cloud service layer is the brain of your Snowflake architecture, mainly responsible for our metadata management, infrastructure management, security, optimization plan, or authentication, authorization. All main aspects with respect to the Snowflake is taken care by something called as cloud service layer. Then comes a virtual machine layer, which is mainly useful for your processing of your data. And last but nothing least is something called as a storage layer, where you are going to store your data in the form of columnar compressed format. in the form of micro partition. Okay, the main feature of your Snowflake architecture is your virtual machine and storage is a decoupled architecture. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this?
Separated.
Okay.
One VM can connect to multiple storages. It's not like specific dedicated one. If something gets failures or like issues, still it will connect and another data storage.
Okay. Okay. Still not exactly answer which I'm looking for. What I said? Decoupled means what? Meaning of decouple?
Decoupled is like not dependent exactly on the same storage.
Yep.
If something gets fail, it will not impact directly.
No, not fail, not with respect to failing. So you can independently increase your virtual machine layer irrespective of your storage. It doesn't depend on that. If you want, you can go and increase your storage. You don't need to go and increase your virtual machine. So there is no interdependent between these things. Whereas other data warehouse, mostly these are coupled architecture, where if you are going to try to increase your storage, you have to increase your virtual machine also. So that's a plus point with respect to your Snowflake, where it's a decoupled architecture. Okay. Now, on the day 3, we got started with what? Time travel plus retention period plus another thing called as fails. Can anyone quickly explain the difference between retention period, time travel, and fails?
For the standard edition, the maximum retention period is like 1 day, and for enterprise edition, it is like 90 days. So if any operations, if you've done like DDLs or like asset properties, like the time travel will be allowed until based on like retention period. How many versions are there, like we can go back for on the particular point of time, either based on the like timestamp you can go, or based on the query ID, which for every execution the before that we can go like using time travel.
Okay.
And there is Snowflake provides additional 7 days, like even if the time crosses also, using undrop kind of commands, so we can get back again, like how you do like from recycle bin kind of thing. After 7 days, it's like permanently you can't retain the corresponding any asset related transactions.
Okay. Okay. Anyone want to try?
And travel means any data we can unexpectedly delete and drop. We can get back the data up to 90 days. And also file save means it is not in our hands. It is a Snowflake support team can do. Retention period is how many days we will put on the objects. That is the time retention period is in days.
Okay. Fine. So we all know inside our Snowflake, there is something called as a time travel, which we can go and bring back our data at respect to time. That can happen with respect to DML operation, where you are inserting, updating, or deleting the record, or even truncating the record. Based on that particular operations, we can go back and bring that particular data. By mistakenly, we have done accidental delete, accidental update, accidental insert. All this operation we have done by mistake, and we need to get our exact data. We can do something called as time travel and bring that data back. Now, how long you can go and bring that data back depends on something called the retention period. Retention period is the duration up to what you can do something called the time travel. Whereas fail safe is nothing but, now suppose we have a retention period of 5 days. Now only up to 5 days we can go and bring that particular data back. Now beyond that, if you want to bring something data, by mistake we are not seeing this accidental insert, delete and all, your retention period is over. Snowflake will give addition 7 days, where you don't have any direct control over this particular field set. You need to go and connect with Snowflake team, raise a ticket, and work along with Snowflake team to bring that particular data back. This is what the meaning of something called a field set. Okay, you have seen all these things. Let me come back to time drop. Okay, so we created one particular table that is nothing but region 2, where we are bringing some data from our sample data, that is region. From our region, we are building certain sample data. This was our something called the sample data. Snowflake dot. Oh, sorry, my bad. These were our sample data. Around 5 records we had from this particular region, where Snowflake will give certain sample data. From that, we have brought certain data, and we have created one table called the region 2. Okay, if you come and see the region 2, now after bringing that particular region 2, we have done certain operations, like we are updated first from Asia to Asia 2. We have inserted few more records into our table, and all these things we have deleted few records, and these are all information. At the end, we have certain these number of informations. Object, sorry, I need to select my database. Let me go and select my demo DB. This under which, let me see. My demo schema. Now I have this particular data. I have done a lot of operation, and in the end, I have these number of records in my particular table. Now I need to go and see what all operations I have done on top of my table. I can use something called as a query history. Now, what's the use case of this query history? Those who have not answered any question, can anyone explain, please? What's the use case?
This is a user-defined function exists inside like Snowflake. How many queries executed? Like for every query, one query ID will get generated. So until that query point, you can I mean go back and revert back your changes.
Okay.
And I think there is something at state, and before running this query also we can get back, or like after running that query also we can get back, based on that query ID.
Okay. So we have this particular. Okay, got it. We'll come back. We have something called the query history. Now, using this particular query history, what we can do, every Snowflake, whatever the particular query you are going to run, each and every commands inside Snowflake will create one particular ID. If you come and see, I'll just run this particular query. Let me come. Okay, I'll take this. Now I am running this particular query. Whenever I come and run, there is one particular ID is created. Now we can go and see that particular whatever the IDs we have created using something called as last query ID. If I come and execute this particular last query ID, that particular ID, whatever it gives, now ID we are getting. Now using this particular ID, we can understand at that particular ID what all operations have been done. Now I don't know what is when so many operations I have done. I don't know where I can go and find this particular ID. Then we have something called the information schema. Under that, we have something called the query history as a user-defined function. To read any user-defined function, it has a table. We'll say select star from table. I'm indicating this function as a table, and I'm passing normal queries or whatever I can pass to my particular tables. I'm doing that. And if I come and see these particular informations, I have certain things. What all things I have done? I have done insert, I have done update, I have done delete. At that particular location, what all the informations we have, that query ID is giving to us. For example, I have inserted these number of records here. If you come and see, it says this is my syntax, what I am done. These are inserted things. I know these are the syntax. Now I'll copy this particular query ID and I'm coming back and I use my time travel. This is just to read, to see the data at that particular ID. Whatever the ID have, can go and place that particular ID here. Now to do any time travel, I'll say select star from my table. I'm reading my table at the particular ID location. To give any ID, I'll say indicate it as statement, because this is something called the ID I need to go and see at this particular statement. I'll go and run. Then it will give how many records I have at that particular location. For example, if you come and see at now, I have this particular records. Let me take a screenshot of this. Okay. I have these many number of records. Now at that particular ID location where I have inserted my records, if I come and see, these are the number of records which I have. Now, in the case, what I'm doing, I'm doing certain things called as a time travel beyond that, and I'm going and seeing what all the operations have been done using on top of my table. Now we have something called as 6 records in our table, but at the at a time of inserting, where I have come and inserted few more records, that is also showing. Now, why there are certain records that you can see here, something 6 and all, and I'm not able to see, is because I have deleted few records also. That records also, it is not showing. Now I need to go and see. I don't want to see at that particular location before that particular ID, what all the changes are there. I need to go and see. I don't want to consider this insert statement. Leave this insert statement and see what are the changes are there. I can go and see. Now all the changes are there here. Now in this way, I can come and see whatever the changes are there. Now how much I can go and do time travel is, it depends on something called the retention period. I'll say show tables like. I'll come and say region into my table, into my database. I'm going and saying I have a region 2. And if you come and see, there is something called the retention period, define 5 days. Up to 5 days, you can go and do something called as a time travel. So far, any doubts? So far, any doubts?
So, sir, like what all are the operations that you have done? Like that is for time travel only, right? Like whatever and like insertion, deletion, what we have done that we can check, go and check, right?
Yeah, you are doing certain changes on top of your table. Okay, that are you are inserting data, deleting data, updating data. You're doing something DML operations. The transactions at that particular operation, before that operation, or at that particular operation, we can go and do that using something called a statement by passing the IDs. Are you good till now?
Yes.
Are we
So
good till now?
like this time travel even for truncate also will it work? I mean,
I'll show you. I'll show you. Till now, are we good?
yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we have done certain things. Okay, now I'll show a few more things. For example, let me do one thing. I'll copy this. Let me see what is my session. Okay. Let's not select step, select step. Let me run this. Okay, it says 9:50 and we have, it is showing previous day. Okay, this is the UTC time zone. By default, it's a UTC time zone, or I need to go and see what is my particular session is there. It is showing show parameters like time.
Spelling mistake parameters.
Okay. Para. Okay, it's a Los Angeles or something called the UTC time zone. Now I need to come and see my data. Now I'll do one thing to show something with respect to timestamp. I'll change my particular session time. Now, what is session? What is session? What do you mean by session?
The query that we are executing in the current time.
I mean, I don't get it. Can you explain what is session? I explained in the last class.
Session is nothing but the worksheet or the workspace which we are running or we are writing the query. That is called
Exactly.
as.
So you are right inside the particular worksheet, you are running these particular queries. So it is with respect to this session only. So this all timestamp is with respect to session. We can go and change with respect to account level also. But now I'll go and say whatever the session's timestamp I'm doing, from now onwards, you set it to something called the Asia time or Indian time. Alter. Okay. Now every syntax you have to go and put something called semicolon. Otherwise, you will not able to understand. I'll go and put this. Now I've executed this particular type session. Now if we come and see this particular time zone, it is value of something called the Asia. Okay. Now if I come and see current times, whatever the time is there, I'll come and execute this. And if you come and see, you have Indian time. Okay. I have this particular records. Now, for example, let me take the same thing. Or what I'll do, I'll say create or replace. Let's do create or replace and create one more time. Now I have this particular data. Okay. Now I'll come and say something current timestamp. I'll copy this and I'll keep it now. Okay. I'll explain what I'm doing. I'll copy this and I have kept my current timestamp. Okay. Now I went and updated few records. I updated from Asia to Asia 2. If you come and see, you have something called as a Asia 2 inside your table. Okay. Then I'm going and inserting few records. Now, otherwise, I'll show you something. Now, since we are doing something called as a timestamp, let us come and see using timestamp. How can I do? I'll copy the same query. I'm saying something called this particular timestamp. I'm saying instead of statement, I need to go and create something. I will be using something called as now timestamp. I don't want using session. I'll go and use something timestamp. Or one more time you can go and use one is something called as IDs that is given by something called statement. Next is something called as offset. Offset is nothing but you are passing time in seconds. For example, I say offset. I'll give offset. Now I need to go and pass my time in second. Since I'm going backward, I'll say minus 60. 60 is nothing but 60 seconds. Before 60 seconds, what is my data? I need to go and see. I'll go and see my data. I have Asia 2. Now I'll go and insert my few more records. I have inserted my records. If you come and see now, you have how many records? You have these many records. I'll go and see before my 60 seconds, whatever my data is there, I can go and use something called as offset and it will give that particular data. Now I want to go beyond 60 seconds. I'll go and multiply this by 2. I'll say 120 seconds, or else go and give that 120 seconds there itself. It will go and show that 120 before you have this. Now I'll go and say before 5 minutes. What is your expectation? I said before 5 minutes.
Table will not exist.
As I go and say before 5 minutes, time travel is not allowed on this particular table because we have done something called the create or replace where we are done all the operations. We have completely dropped that particular structure and done again. So time travel will go and reset for that because you are creating that table as new and you are seeing something called as this particular table not exist because at that 5 minutes, this particular table itself has not exist. So it is not able to do time travel. So you can go and use something called as offset. Now, on the ad hoc basis, whenever I'm going and doing certain operation, I don't know what I have done. On the ad hoc basis, I can go and use this particular time, feature called as offset. You can go and use. This will not give exact precise time or precise results because it's a trial and error method where you are giving because we don't know exactly our operations have done. Now, if there is something called as before, if I pass before, same it acts as at for that particular 300 seconds or 200 seconds, let's say 120. Now, if I say at exactly 120 seconds, what are the transactions, whatever the data I had in your table, it would have given that particular 120 seconds. Now I'm saying before. So before 120 seconds, it won't consider that 120th second time, and it will give that particular results, and you are able to see. Now here it is very difficult to find the exact time. Do you agree? Can you go and find exactly what are the operations are doing?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's kind of hard coded.
It's a trial and error method just to understand whatever we are doing on the go, we can go and do. So that's the reason we have one more something thing called as a timestamp method. If you exactly want to work with timestamp, I'll use one more method called as a, instead of statement here, I'll use something called as a timestamp. Okay. Time STA or wrong STA. Okay, I'm using certain things called a timestamp, but now when I go and run this particular query, okay, I said what timestamp, this particular query, I need to go and pass YYYMM, YYY, I'll pass it here. I need to go and pass something called so YYY. This is a format, TD, and hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, I'm going and passing this. Now we know that at the particular this time, when I created this particular time, the table was created. But when I come and run this, it is give and say future data is not able to get. You're not able to get the future data. Okay. Now, is this a future time? What we have time exactly?
Yeah.
We have around 8:29 a.m. I'm going and accessing 8:23 a.m. data, but it says future data you are not able to get. Why you are not able to get? Because whenever you go and use something called as timestamp, every time you need to go and use something called the UTC format. It supports only UTC format. You can't go and use something called as another format. So if I come and run this particular, if I need to go and use this, so I'll go and say convert underscore time zone. Okay, whatever the time zone I need to convert, I will pass that comma to which time zone I need to go and pass. I need to pass UTC, and then I'll give my time, whatever the time I need to go and pass that particular time. Now I need to convert from my Asia, India to something called as a UTC. Now when I come and run this, it should come. Let's see. Expected before. Oh. My bad. I need to pass this here. Okay. Now this is a time I need to come and do. I'll come and pass it here. And I'm saying convert this particular timestamp. And go and one more. Let me come and see. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Okay. Now let me run this. Hope it will come now. Okay. Now are you able to see? Are we able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now at this particular time, we had created our table. So whenever you go and pass the timestamp, it should be always in the form of UTC. If your organization is using any other timestamp, if you want to go and see, if you have that particular time, I need to go and see, I can go and see. No, I want to see, I don't know whatever the interval is there, pass, let's say I want to go and see past 10 minutes or something, whatever the information is there, or 5 minutes with respect to my current transaction, whatever is there. I need to go and see. I'll use convert all these things. Instead of passing this time, I'll remove this particular. Now, what I'll do, I'll go and say current time. Current underscore timestamp. I'll use this. And I'll say minus of. Now, whatever the current timestamp you get, you convert that into interval. I'll give certain interval. interval minus of interval, let's say 10 minutes. Okay, I'll give 10 minutes. Before 10 minutes, you go and check this. I'm giving, and I'll put this. Now I'll concatenate it into timestamp. Okay, whatever the time you are getting, to make it as a timestamp, or I'm converting into timestamp, and I'll be able to get it. Now what I'm saying, current timestamp minus 10 minutes. I guess before 10 minutes it's not there. Let's give 5 minutes. Okay, table was not created. Now whatever the timestamp minus 5 minutes, whatever the data is there, you go and bring. You can come and see your data like this. In this way, you can go and access at that particular location using something called the ID, offset, or timestamp. Any doubts in this?
Again, like colon, what does it mean by?
I am converting this into timestamp. That's it. I'm indicating this is not a string, it's a timestamp.
Okay, it's just noticing.
Yeah, typecasting.
Okay.
Okay.
Sagar, when we will use all these things in real case scenario, like whatever transaction that we are doing on daily basis, if we want to check for that only,
Now,
or like
did you go through last class recordings? Did you go through last class recordings? Now, can anyone explain me when we required time travel?
Whenever we done accidental deletes or like DML operations, it's like in our regular, in our day-to-day activities, we should be using like very frequently. This scenario.
Okay. Others? Others?
If we perform any DML operation on our data, and if those operations are not correct, we identify after a certain point of time, then we can use time travel to go back to that point when everything was correct and make the correct changes accordingly.
Okay. So I'll give a scenario. Okay. This usually happens. What happens? We have one configuration table in our project. I'm just giving an example. We have one configuration table. This same thing will be implementing in our something called a project. Now, what we are doing now, whatever the information we are putting into all the information, we put into this particular configuration table. Okay. For example, I have one table. It has 10 columns. It has certain things. What is this particular data types? All these things will go and put into this particular table. And using this particular table, we have built one framework. Okay. We have built one framework where we are going and creating our store procedures. Okay. We are calling these particular configurable tables into our store procedure. It automatically reads all the information and do something called as a copy activity. It goes and do copy activity. Copy activity is nothing but to bring your data into your tables. You will do inside Snowflake something called a copy activity. Now, if this particular configuration table, what happens? Usually, multiple teams will be working. Okay, let's say 10 different teams are working on this. We have 10 different projects. 10 different teams are working on the same configuration table for one client, which is having different phase-wise integration we are doing, and it has more than 1,000 records. Okay, 1,000 records, more than, let's say, 100 plus tables are there. Okay, daily requirements comes, all things comes. Now what happens? By mistake, they have, if anything for the same table, one table, they have entered 2 to 3 times, they have entered the same table information. Our framework is going and failing because our requirement was what? One table, one time only we need to go and add. Okay, now you can go and delete that particular table. Okay, whatever is there, you can come and reinsert that data. That is not fine. Now imagine while deleting that particular table, I said delete star from my config table. I have not put where condition and I've just deleted my records by mistake. What will happen? What will happen?
Our config table will be changed.
Okay, all 1,000 plus records or 100 plus tables we have deleted, and we are doing this from past 6-7 months. This particular project is going on. Everything depends on this particular table itself, whatever your framework is working. Now, once the project is completed, the team goes to the next project and they don't have this particular configs also. How many days you require to bring all the configuration to create everything and put that? At least 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, definitely it will take.
Okay. Imagine if it is in production. Can you wait for 2 to 3 days in production?
No.
Your all company, everything depends on this particular production data, which is a live data. We cannot do. Now I can directly go and use this particular time travel feature. I'll say whatever the data is there, you bring back that particular data at this particular time, and then I can go and use something, delete whenever I do. Can go. By mistake, I need to go and update certain records. I have done update. I have not done my where statement. I have forgot to add, but or else I have added where statement. But by mistake, I have added some other project where statement. I need to go and revert it back. Can I go and do one by one update statement for all the tables?
No, not possible.
No.
Okay. At that all time, you can use this particular time travel. Now, this is one of the scenario. In this way, a lot of scenarios are there. You can go and use this particular time travel where I'm going and doing something called as later we'll go and see copy activity. We are bringing our data into our tables. By mistake, we have added unwanted records into a table. That was by mistake on the go manually. We have added this particular data. We have added 10 million extra records. This was not required. And a client come and say this was some data that is wrong data that have come and we have added. Please remove this particular data. But again, we have to go and do all these things. We have to search what all these things. It is very difficult to identify at what time this particular data is removed. I will directly go and use timestamp. And I say before whatever the data, this particular timestamp, I know that every 6 a.m. my particular data is going and inserting into my table. I'll go before at that particular time and I use this time travel and I say, okay, before whatever the data is there, you bring back my data. Are we good till now? Are we good till now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Sagar.
Others, are we good?
Yes, Sagar.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
Now,
Sagar.
fine. We are going and seeing Sagar. You said okay, but did we actually do time travel? Did we anywhere actually did a time travel and bring that data into our table?
No, we
Okay.
just saw that.
No.
We are just seeing the data, but if you come and go and see that particular data you are seeing, but in my table, there is some other data. Okay. Now let me show how to bring that particular data. Where is our region table? Okay. Now, can you explain what is drop and undrop doing quickly?
Drop is deleting the table with its structure, and undrop is bringing back the deleted table with the data.
I said with respect to time travel. How it is useful. How this part is useful.
If
time
somehow
travel.
we have dropped the table structure, like unintentionally, so we can bring that back using undrop.
Okay. How long we can bring that? Can we do every time that? After 100 days, can I come and do that?
No,
Up to the
like
retention period.
up to the retention period.
Okay. Now, like this select star. Now, anywhere can we go and write select star from my schema? I go and write this. Anywhere, will you go and write this? Select star from schema, select star from table. Is there any syntax like this? Set your SQL. I'm saying
No.
schema. Select star from database. Select star from schema. And I'll say schema name. Right? Can we do this? Can we do this?
No.
Okay. Only you are going and reading data from your table. That's why you go and say select star from table. Whereas your schema and database, you cannot go and access that particular information because what? This is a structural information. Under that, you have went and you have created multiple tables. So you cannot go and use something called as time travel using statement or offset or timestamp. Okay, we cannot go and use that. So why you require retention period on top of a table or schema or databases? If you are mistakenly heard drop something called schema. Mistakenly you have dropped database. You can go and bring that particular data within the retention period you have defined on top of your schemas. Okay. Now, let me show you.
Sorry. If we want to bring that schema or database back, so after that retention period, so can we do that using failsafe?
Yeah. So that's what I said. Now 7 days failsafe will be there.
Sure.
Okay. What I will do? Let's go and see this particular data. Okay. I used start time descending. So what is today? 13th. Okay. 13th update is there. I'll take this ID. Okay. I'll go and place this particular ID. So, or else let us see. It was not there. Just give me a minute. Let me go and see one more time. I'll take this ID, copied, and paste this particular ID. Okay. Now this was the data, initial data which we had into our table. I need to come and bring, and the mistake I have added few data. This was not required. These many records are there. I need to go and bring my data at this particular ID. Okay. This is my requirement now. Now, how can I go and do certain things called as a time travel? Okay. Now, listen carefully what I'll go and write. I'll say something called as a merge into my region 2. Okay. Has target, or else let me say TGT target using, I'll put bracket. I'll bring this particular statement, whatever the statement I have written. I'll bring this particular statement. I'll put this inside. Whatever the statement I have written, I'll put this, and I'll say as source on. Now, I have one target, I have one source. Okay, let me come here. How your merge statement works. There is something called a merge. We'll go and see inside our SCD1 and SCD2 how this particular merge statement is working. But when we go and see something called the incremental loading. But for now, go and understand how your merge statement is working. I have my target. I have my source. This is my target. This is my source. Okay. Now, target is nothing but your end table where you need to go and have data, whatever the data you need to have. Source is nothing but this is what data I need to match with my target table. Based on my source data, I need to come and insert my data. Okay. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll go and say something called as this particular information, whatever the things are there. I'll say on my target, I'll use one ID. But just a minute. Just a minute. We have more information inside our source. Here it might not work because I have this particular information at source. And inside my target, I have these many informations. Well matched. Not matched. Insert. Okay. Let me quickly write that piece of code. I'll explain. Now what I'll be doing is I'll go and have one IDs where I can go and match my tables. Okay. Now using this particular IDs, I'll go and see if the two particular IDs are matching, then I'll go and say update the statement. Okay, update my target. This is one way. If my IDs are not matching, you go and insert whatever the records are there. If any extra records are there inside my particular source, you come and insert. But what happens if there are any extra records? Okay, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Not all IDs are matching here. What all IDs are matching?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 have been matching. 1, 2, 3, 4 has been matching. Now, whatever the data is there with respect to these IDs, other columns go and update. Okay. Now, is 5 there in my source target?
No.
No.
5 is not there. You go and insert. But what happens with this particular records is your merge statement will keep as it is. That is one of the disadvantage where we cannot go and delete this particular data. Okay. In this case, we cannot go and use something called the merge statement. Now there is another way. What I can do, I'll go and create one more clone on top of my table. There is an option for clone. When I'll go and use something clone, I can go and show you. I'll go whatever the current table is there. That table I'll go and clone and I keep as it is my information. Then I'll come and say create or replace table. Select star from whatever the IDs is there. Now what will happen? What will happen?
It will create that based on those IDs.
Just a minute. I'm getting one call. Give me 2 minutes. We'll do one thing. I'll park this merge for now because I don't want you guys to get confused. Once I finish our HCD logic, we will come back. For now, explain how to create a new table. Okay. Just say create or replace region 2 select star from this particular. Now, what kind of statement is this?
This is the DDL statement.
Okay. Now, if I do create or replace, will other of your operations will be there? I have these many operations here. This is one of the disadvantage. We have these many operations here. Okay. If I come and do create or replace your region 2, create table has any.
Should we give as table or view, something like that? I mean, create or replace table.
Create or replace table. I have done this. Now, if you come and see, you have, if I go and do time travel, it says this particular table does not exist because once you do something called as a create or replace, your time travel is reset. But you have come and you have done things called as these operations where you have got that back. Now, how to keep our time travel and how to have that particular data once we let us finish our something SCD logic and then we'll come back and I'll explain you this because I need to explain again SCD 1, I need to explain SED2, all these things I need to come and show. I don't want to complicate you guys things. What are this SED1 and SED2? When we understand that, we'll come and see how to keep our information with respect to time travel also, and how we can bring back that all data. We'll see at that particular time. Till now, are we good?
Yes, Sagar.
Are we good till now? Others?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, I'll give you assignment. Okay. This particular assignment, tomorrow I'll come and ask everyone. Again, I want you guys to go and try this. What will happen with respect to time travel? Okay. Create table. Create one table. As let's say customer or anything, you go and create a table. Keep retention period as 1 day. Okay. You keep the retention period as 1 day. Add 4 records. In this particular table, let's say customer table, you go and keep 3 or 4 columns, you go and keep. Add 3 to 4 records. Drop 1 column. Okay. Do time travel and see what you will see. Now, assume that you have 4 columns. You have 4 columns. You have dropped 1 column. Now, how your time travel is working with respect to that? When you go back, you'll be able to see 4 columns or 3 columns, whatever you're seeing. You guys need to go and check that. Next is add 1 column extra and then do time travel and see what data or columns you're going to see. Next is rename the columns and see what we'll be able to see. Will you do this assignment? Any doubt in the assignment?
Clear, Sagar, the requirement.
Okay.
Sir, you will add this in the assignment section, huh?
I'll add it in the assignment section. I'll give clear steps what all to do, but are we clear with the requirement?
Yeah, clear,
Any doubt?
Sagar.
Okay. For others, any doubt in the requirement? You guys give thumbs up. Any reaction? At least. Okay. Fine. Now, quickly let me come and insert few records. Insert few records. Since I have done create or replace, so many things I have done. Okay. I'm deleting. I've done few things. Now, how does your truncate works in SQL?
At a table level, it will delete all the data trunk.
It will delete all the data.
Okay. I want in backend how it works.
It drops the table and recreate the table structure with
Entity structure.
entity.
Okay. Okay. Now I have these many records. Okay. Let me come and do one more time travel. This is my latest where I've deleted, I've updated. Let me bring this particular information. And if I come and see my time travel data, copy this. Okay. I've updated my data here. Or let's say I've inserted my data here. Before no at, let me use at that particular location. You have this particular information. Okay. Now I have normally, if you come and see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 records. Here it was 6 records. And if you come and see here, you have 8 records. Now I'll do something. I'll say truncate table name. We'll come and execute this. Now, if I go and see this, what is your expectation? What is your expectation?
It should
will
show
not-
the data.
will not revert, I guess. Can't revert.
It will give error.
Same 8 record.
Come and see here. You are still able to see the data. Now, how does your truncate work with respect to time travel is truncate consider it has full delete for time travel. Okay. It won't consider as structure changes. Okay. It won't consider as a structure changes. It will go and bring that particular information also. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Others, are we good? Are we good?
No, sir, I didn't get like how.
Sagar, can you
So,
tell me again?
Okay. Now what I'm saying, I went and I truncated my data. Inside our SQL, I explained you MySQL. I said it will go and drop and recreate the table. It is what? DDL command.
Yes.
It's a DDL command, truncate.
yes.
Okay. But for time travel, now here also it's a truncate is a DDL command for your normal tables. Also, it's a DDL command inside Snowflake. But for time travel, it won't consider it as DDL command. It consider as a delete only, delete statement. You said go and truncate table. It will consider as delete from my table without any where condition. For time travel, I'm saying. For time travel. So it will keep the information even though you go and truncate the data. Got it? Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No. Those who had doubts, are we good? Still doubts?
Saga, like if we have like after truncate also, if the data is still there, then what's the use?
What's the use, miss? By mistake, you have truncated your data. I need to bring back data. I have that option also.
Oh, okay.
Are we good, Sana?
Okay, now it's good, Sagar. I got it.
Okay. Fine. Now, before getting into next topic, I have one small explanation. Okay. Let me increase my font. It's not increasing. It's too big. Okay. Now consider retention period is equal to 1 day. Okay. Now consider my retention period is 1 day. Today is our Jan 1st. I created my table. Today is Jan 1st. Let me bring this here. Okay. Today is Jan 1st. I created my table. My retention period is 1 day. When I go Jan 2, up to where you can go and do time travel?
Up to 1 day.
Only
Okay.
1 day.
Up
Jan
to Jan
1st.
1st, I can go and do time travel. Okay. I consider this. Now let me go and see March it is taking. Fine. I'll say Jan 3rd, Jan 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Okay. I have these many dates. Let me put this in some other mark like 3. you'll be not able to see. Let me put in green, and these all are my current days. We go and put some other orange. Okay, I'll border this. Now you went and something called as a Jan 1st you can go and do. Now when I come to this, till where you can go and do time travel?
January 2.
So can I go and consider this here?
Yeah.
This is your
No.
time travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are doing time travel. And for all time travel, let me go and put what? Green mark. Now, here, what will happen? Your Jan 1st data will come. Now, what is this? Here is something called as a failsafe. Your failsafe data goes. Now, you can go and access your time travel up to what? You are on something called as Jan 3rd. You can go and access your data up to Jan 2nd. And your Jan 1st data went into failsafe. Now, you came something called as Jan 4th. You can go and access your data up to what? Jan 3rd. Your failsafe data went here. Okay. Let me put it as green. Now you went 5th. You can go and access up to this. Your failsafe data went here. And this is this mark and green. Same. It will go here. Will go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Your failsafe data has ended. This is what? 7th day, right? 7th day.
Yeah.
Said what? You can go, when you come and search something called as 9th day, you are going and doing time travel. You have only 1 day to go and do something called as time travel. That is up to 8. But beyond 8, if I want to go and see my data, what I need to do? What I need to do?
Open a support ticket with Snowflake for failsafe.
Okay. I need to go and open the support ticket, and these all information are there. What? Till your something called as failsafe is there. Now, I came with respect to, let's say, 11th day. I have Now I went with respect to 10th day, need to go and see my data. Your fail safe will be what? This. Now what will happen to this Jan 1st is Jan 1st data is permanently deleted. Now once this data permanently deleted, you'll be not able to go and do time travel even with respect to what? Fail safe. Till now, are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Sagar.
Okay. Now you tell me what will till where it will come here?
Jan 3rd.
Jan 3rd.
Till Jan 3rd, can go and see this particular data. We're having this. Now, let me go and say 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. I have this particular data. Now, here, I'll increase my retention period to 2 days. Okay. I increase my retention period to 2 days. Now, what is the expectation here? What is the expectation?
10th.
Okay. What about this? What about this?
Jan 3rd.
Now, do you think it's 11th data? Okay. Now, you increase your retention period on 11th day, that is up to 10th. Now, this will come here, or let's say you have increased instead of this, let me put this as anyhow. What do you think? Now, next, whatever the time travel is there, will this come like this? and you keep like this also here, or you can go and bring that particular data. What is your expectation? I went and increased my retention period on 11th day. Okay, your time travel is gone here. Now, you went and, or else let me take this scenario. I went and let me permanently delete this. But for now, keep like this. Now, I went on 11th day, I went and did retention period as 2 days. You are able to go and access your 10th day. Can your retention, now you think, will it go and do this also as 9th day also as time travel?
No. Why? Because we kept retention on the 11th day itself. So it won't go to the 9th day.
Okay. Now, once your data is moved to something called as failsafe. Okay. Once your data is moved to failsafe, it will never come back and give retention period. But since you have put something called as 11th day, retention period as 12, when you go, it will come up to 11th. Now, your 10th day, is it went to failsafe?
No.
Is it? Now, you will be having this particular data, and up to 3rd, it will there. Now, what about this 3rd? Will it be there?
No. Why? Because we have a failsafe only 7 days.
This will be permanently deleted. Now we'll be not having that particular data. Now what will happen on 13th day?
12/11.
12/11 will be what your time travel, and your failsafe will be these many records. It is up to 7th day. Are we good? How it's working?
So you mean to say once you go to failsafe, it will never come to time? I mean, time travel, is it?
Yep. It will never come back. Are we good?
No.
Then why?
What happened in
You have
one by one. Yeah.
In row number 31, why don't we have Jan 3rd?
Now what I said, after 7 days, your fails, whatever the data is completely deleted.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next day it will be what? 8th day data.
Yes, but
3 will be gone.
Yeah, yes, that only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When compared to 12, what's the data this? Which day data is that? Previous 8th day data?
Yes, but here we have only 6th day, right? 9,
Where?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Actually, sorry for the interruption, Sagar. The confusion came here because you kept under the 32nd row, you kept 4th, right? So because of that, the doubt arised.
That's what I'm explaining. That's what I'm explaining. You have changed your retention period to 10th on the 11th day. You went and changed your retention period what? To 2 days. Okay, you went and changed your retention period to 2 days, but your data is already moved to failsafe. Once it moves to failsafe, it will never come back. Okay. Now, when I go to my 12th day, I can go and do what? Previous day data, that previous day data still I have. But when you compare to 12th day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2 is a time travel. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can go and do. That's why till 3rd is there. Okay. But what happens is here you can go and do the time travel. Whereas on the 10th day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data is there. Now, if you come and do this here, how many? 1, 2. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 number of days is there. After 7, what I'm doing after 7th day. Here, if you come and see, Jan 1st was there. When you come to Jan 2nd, 7 days are over for your Jan 1st. Since it is already completed your 7-day period of failsafe, it will automatically deleted. When you come to Jan 4th, your 7th day already data is completed. So it went and deleted. That's the reason you're not able to see that particular data. Got it?
First 2 days time travel 11:10, then 9876.
See, you don't consider that. You consider inside failsafe how many number of days your Jan third is doing. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it completed? 7 days.
Yeah.
Then why it will go and do 8 days? In your failsafe, you go and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days completed.
Okay. So
Then for
there will
Jan
be
4th
6.
also completed, right? 7 days by 8th day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
You only see this orange color. This is failsafe.
Sagar,
Under
if you
this
will
phase.
increase that retention period to 3 days, so in that case, will it consider that January 2nd date?
What I'm saying, once the data move to your failsafe, it will never come back to retention period. Okay. For your more explanation, let me take this. Okay. You count this number of days. Jan 3rd is in failsafe. How many number of days are there in failsafe? How many numbers are there?
For Jan 4, 8 days
Never.
are there.
I'm saying inside failsafe. This is your failsafe data. Whatever the orange color is there, that is failsafe data. How many numbers are there inside orange color?
7.
Now you said Jan 4th, right? How many Jan 4s are there? How many times are there? Orange color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days. Till now, any doubts?
8 days are there.
Where 8
Total
days are there?
orange.
See, I'm saying with respect to this. Don't consider this. Here we are not come na. I'm saying only this with respect to these number
Okay,
of till 30. Till 30.
Okay.
How many numbers of Jan 3rd is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when I go back to next day, it is 7 days, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
If I
Sagar,
keep this like this, your retention failsafe can have 8 days. Subhajit?
No.
Then once 7 days period is over, automatically you will go and delete. Whereas for your Jan day 1, now here it won't come. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your Jan 4 will not come.
But if you see after time travel of 2 days, we are getting only 6 days in failsafe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You increased your time travel. Na? Now, once that particular, whatever the things are there, now once that 7 days is there, it will come and give only for 7 days.
So if we increase the retention period to 7 days, then what will happen? That failsafe is not there.
It will go automatically, it will go and reduce. After 7th day, from 8th day to 14th day, your failsafe will come. It is not always failsafe data will be there. Got it?
So what's the best practice?
See, best practice depends on your business use case. Now, there is something called the different types of tables are there. I'll be explaining when you go and use those type of tables, but how your time travel and retention period and failsafe working, that's what the understanding you guys need to have. Did I answer your question? Any doubts? Any doubts?
Sagar, if you will increase the retention to 3 days, so in that case, like we will increase the failsafe date to one more, like
See,
for
what I'm saying, once your particular, whatever the data inside failsafe, it has span of 7 days, it will go and delete. That not hard and come. Now, if you come and see here, let's say you have done something retention period of 1 day here. Now you went to 1 day. After that 1 day is that went to failsafe. Now, did I add here 7 days any failsafe here?
no.
no.
Now, once it is pending 1 day, it has spent 2 days, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, 7th day. It has spent 7 days inside failsafe, then it is going and deleting.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to explain. If you increase your retention period, it will increase here. Your failsafe time always 7 days. Once that 7 days is completed in failsafe, it will go and delete. For whatever the retention period you have increased, that particular whatever the day is there, it will go into your something called as time travel. And beyond that, whatever the data is there, it will come into your failsafe. That's what I'm trying to explain. Have we got it?
Yes, sir. So, Sagar, like
Yes, I
on
understood.
the 11th day, we increase like 2 days, right? So time travel also will go till 9th we can go, right? I mean,
See, you increase on 11th day.
yeah.
Okay. Your 10th day is up to 10th day you can do because 9th day is already in failsafe. Once it moves to failsafe, it will not come.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay. When you come to 12th day, your 10th data is not in still failsafe. You can go and do time travel up to 10th.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, thanks, sir.
Others, are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah, good, Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Is confusion clear? This is important question. They will ask in your interview how your failsafe and retention period is working. If I do this increase in retention, decrease in retention period, how it works.
Yeah, I'm clear. I was thinking like once we increase in between retention period also, it will come back like that. So as you
No,
said, like,
once it moves to failsafe, finish.
Yeah, very clear now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Let me come back. Now, quickly I'll explain this. What are these different types of tables? Now we have seen something called as retention period, time travel, and failsafe. I'll be adding scripts. You guys can go and practice those scripts. Now, what this particular based on our retention period, time travel, based on our retention period, time travel, we have 3 types of table. One is permanent table, temporary table, transient table. Okay. Now I will be only touching these 3 tables. When we go and come inside future classes, I'll be explaining what's this iceberg table, event table, external table, hybrid table, directory, dynamic tables. These are like total 9 types of tables you can go and create inside your Snowflake. I'll be explaining you different types of tables. But for now, based on your time travel and failsafe, we have certain things called as a 3 different types of table. Now, what are these 3 types of table? Okay. Now, as I said, inside your enterprise edition, you have what? Up to 90 days, we can go and do time travel. Okay. Whatever the time travel, retention period, or fail safe, you're going and doing normal table whenever you go and create. Okay. Why it is. Let me come back. It went up. Okay. You have retention period, as I said, up to 90 days plus 7 days fail safe. Total time travel you can get up to 97 days. This is what we have seen. Now, I have something called a permanent table where I can go and use this particular retention period, fail safe, everything I can go and put based on my requirement, how many number of retention period. For example, I have 3 days of retention period plus 7 days of fail safe. These kind of tables are called as a permanent table. Based on your requirement, you go and create. Okay. Now, there will be some requirement where, now as I said, whatever you are putting this particular retention period, fail safe, everything is cost inside Snowflake. Now they are giving 7 days retention period. It doesn't mean that if they are giving 7 days fail safe, it doesn't mean that they are giving it as free, because they are storing that particular data, and all the data is stored in the form of micro partition. Now, whatever number of operations you do, n number of micro partition will create, and data will be keep on increasing. So how many days you are keeping this retention period and 7 days fail safe, that many days, the charges for your storage will be always there. It won't reduce. Now there might be certain requirements. Okay. Now you have data into your cloud. As I said, we have Mendelian architecture. What is Mendelian architecture?
Bronze, silver, gold, like unstructured data will be there, bronze, and the structured will be there, silver and gold.
Okay. Inside our bronze data, we are bringing something called as what? From different all the data we are bringing and keeping this. Now, since we are keeping this data, this is also called as staging data, where you are just bringing and keeping data. Now, is it required to go and keep 7 days, whatever the retention paid, whatever the time travel, is it required for you guys? It's just bringing data. Based on that, I will go and keep into my silver, that is clean data, where this is mainly business requirement all there. Here I can go and keep my into something called as retention paid. Let's say 7 days I can go and keep. Whenever you go and keep something called as retention paid 7 days and all, fail safe is again extra thing which is a cost effective. We can go and do. Now I need something where I can go and do 1 day of my time travel. I will be able to go and do, but I don't want this particular retention period because you are paying to Snowflake whenever you are having something called a fail safe behind your retention period. Also, I don't want fail safe. Only 1 day of time travel I can go and do. If any changes are there, I can go and reflect that back. Those type of table are called the transient tables. When I go and create something called the transient table, it will give you 1 day of time travel, but no fail safe. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I mean, if any changes go beyond 1 day, we can't revert it back. I mean,
okay. Now inside your transient table, when I go and create something called the transient table for 1 day, let's say today 12 a.m. I have created my table. Next 12 a.m. whatever the transaction changes are there, I can go and do time travel. But beyond this 12 day, once it moves to something called as time travel is retention period is over, you cannot bring that particular data using failsafe also. That is called as something called transient table. Now I have certain ad hoc analysis I need to do. I need to go and do ad hoc analysis. I need to see the data, how data is there. I need to create few tables and just see data. I don't need to go and create a permanent table. I'll give something called the temporary tables where they will give time travel unless this particular session is there. Now, what is session? I've explained. Now, whatever the temporary tables you're going and creating, it is session specific only to that particular session. On the ad hoc basis, you're doing analysis, you'll be having that particular data. Within that particular session, you can go and do time travel up to 1 day. Once you go and close that particular session, the table will be not there. The time travel also you cannot do, and no fail safe for your temporary tables also. This is what your temporary tables look like. I've given a main high level introduction to your permanent table. Now, whatever so far we have done, those all are called as what? Permanent table. Tomorrow when we come and see, we'll see something called a transient table. Then we'll move on to something called as a temporary table. Are we good? Are we good with the difference?
yes, sir.
Okay. You have one task for today where you need to go and create a table, see how time travel work with the structural changes. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll discuss on top of that. If you guys have any doubt, do let me know.
Sagar, for radar analysis, we are using temporary table, but for transient tables, where we will use?
Transient table is where you don't have any business business critical tables. Okay, those are like I don't need to unnecessarily do time travel on top of my table. Some locks are there, some analysis you are doing, something you are doing. You are bringing something ETL from ETL load. You are bringing certain tables and keeping, and based on that you are doing. Where that is not exactly business critical. I no need to go and pay cost on top of that particular table to Snowflake. Where I don't want, I'm not doing beyond 1 day any time travel. At that time, I'll go and use something called transient table.
Okay.
Okay. You want to do any time travel beyond 1 day, for sure you need to go and create permanent table.
Okay.
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 Saga, transient table is kind of temporary table that we don't want that for permanent basis.
No,
we
it is
want
also
that for
permanent table. It is also permanent table, but only thing is 1 day time travel, no failsafe. Transient table is also a base table, permanent table. You can keep a data at n number of days, but behind the scene, time travel can be done only one day and no fail safe on top of that particular table. Got it, Rutinjay?
Yes, Sagar, like you are telling that data will be stored for a number of days, but like we can
See how you create your normal table. It's a normal table only, but behind the scene, time travel and fail safe is only limited.
Sure.
Okay. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, Sagar.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sagar, I have joined. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I have joined today only, from today. So from where I get the previous class recording or anything else?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll explain. Those who are normal class students who want to drop, they can drop. Who are new and don't know about the course, they can stay. I'll be explaining about the course. Okay. Now, so far, this is our 4th day demo class. 4th day demo on Snowflake. So previous 3-day demo, we can come and let me come and show you quickly. Just a minute. Let it load.
And everyday class is from 8 a.m. to 9:30, right?
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. to 9:30. So I'll quickly explain what all things we have done so far. It is taking some time. Meanwhile, I'll explain. Okay. Now, our course is consist of SQL, Python, Snowflake, or else better I'll show you slide. Okay. This is a course structure, whatever we are having. Okay. We got started something called a SQL. Okay. Let me quickly come. Okay. We got started with SQL, Python. Okay. We had around something called total. We had around 30 plus classes where we have already completed SQL Python. Around 200 to 300 questions we have solved in SQL. Around 200 to 300 questions we have solved in Python. All these things were completed. Now we are getting started with something called a Snowflake. Now, if you want to have access for this particular classes, when you start your paid classes,
sorry to interrupt you. Out of this,
I'll explain. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, you'll get some clarity. Okay. Now, when you guys get started, the recorded sessions for SQL and Python will be given. We have all the assignments, everything, each and everything, whatever the assignments, everything is there, that will be provided. Now you don't want to go to something called as recorded. You want to attend live classes. Whenever I'll be starting our next batch, the classes, whatever the access for the live classes for SQL and Python, that time also will be given. Or else, no, I don't want to wait till that. Any other, whatever the KSR Datavizon, every data engineer batch will be having SQL Python. Every data science batch will be having SQL Python. The access for that particular classes will be given. Or else you want SQL access, each and every data related classes will be having SQL classes. Access for that will be also given. Whenever, whatever at your required pace you want, you can go and do. Now we are getting started with Snowflake. This will go up to 10 weeks. SQL, Snowflake plus DBT will go up to 10 weeks, where we'll be doing each and everything, where we'll be solving more than 15 real-time use cases in Snowflake, around 10 plus real-time use cases in something called as DBT, and we'll be doing one end-to-end project with respect to Apollo Healthcare. It's a framework project which will go up to 8 plus hours, and one end-to-end project with respect to DBT, it will go 3 plus hours. Now, once we finish that, then I'll show how to integrate ADF with Snowflake, how to integrate Airflow with respect to Snowflake, and Matillion is one of the ETL tools which we can go and use extensively with respect to Snowflake. That will be given as a recorded sessions. If you want, you can go and learn this. Not required, then it's up to you, because if you had always extra tool, if you have more than 5 plus years of experience and you have this particular ETL tool in your resume, you will always boost your resume. After that, we'll come and do something called as Databricks. Inside Databricks, I'll be showing how to integrate your PySpark. We'll go and do up to 2 to 3 weeks this particular PySpark end to end. And along with that, I'll be showing Snowpark because your Snowpark code is almost 95% equivalent to that of PySpark. So we'll be learning both, since nowadays inside even Snowflake, there Snowpark projects are coming. They're asking these all things. We'll be learning this also, and we'll be learning open table format, something called the delta tables here along with this. And once we do, we'll do one end-to-end project where we'll be doing credit card analysis. I'll show one that's project in PySpark with Databricks. Same I'll be showing with respect to something called as a Snowpark, how we can go and build. After that, we'll come and we'll see all the important services with respect to AWS. That will go up to 3-4 weeks, where we'll be going and implementing one banking domain end-to-end project. We'll be building more than 8+ real-time pipelines. We'll be taking all things, and I'll show one end-to-end streaming pipeline, Kinesis to Snowflake, how you can come and bring that particular data into Snowflake. I'll be showing. And apart from that, there will be extra workshops, each and everything, how to build your resume, how to build your LinkedIn profile, how we'll be having something mock interviews, placement assessment, all these things will go and provide, which is required for you clearing the interview. Now, coming to this particular SQL and Python, why we got started with again giving demo, because there will be few folks who knows well Python and Snowflake, SQL, they want to get started with Snowflake. So we're doing this. Now you have one advantage is, if you have knowledge about SQL, then Snowflake is not much a big deal, because next 2-3 weeks we'll be doing basic things, how to integrate all these things. We'll be not doing any complex coding here. So each and everything you can go and quickly revise it. Whereas Python will be, whatever the integration with Python will be get started after 10+ weeks or 11+ weeks, that you have something advantage where you can go and quickly complete that. This is how your advantage will be there. Now, what is the more thing is, some people now all this, if you want to go and learn all from end to end, it will go and say 5.5 months. This will take. For few folks, they don't want to wait for 5.5 months. That's one more advantage, where 1.5 months the course is completed. Now you can go and learn parallelly. Now coming to how we can go if you come and ask, should these all things are required for my interview perspective? No. Once we finish our DBT Python, so once we finish our Snowflake Python Airflow and ADF, we can go and quickly start giving interview with respect to Snowflake. But you want to become end-to-end data engineer with respect to AWS or Azure and all, you need to have something called as PySpark, AWS, some services. These all things are required. So you increase these things, your chances of getting higher package will go more. And if you have some of you will be having 90 days notice period and all, at that time you can get started with here. Once your notice period will be end, you'll be covered everything, and at that time you can go and start for higher package. You can target these all things you can do. This is how your course will be looking for from now. If you have any doubts, do let me know.
Yeah, I want to know Snowflake with AWS. How long, and where that Python is integrating with this course. I want to know. I am interested in Snowflake course, not in data engineering now present.
Okay. Let me quickly log in.
Okay.
Okay, it is taking time. Sure.
Because I have some other, I am working professional, so.
Got it. Okay. Now, if you come back, this is our ongoing batch. Okay.
Okay.
So far, we have done this. This is our content. If you come and see your content, I'll show you content also. This is with respect to our SQL. Okay. Now this is Python classes. So far we have done. We have completed all the classes, all the basic variable strings, loops, how to do set tuple, then condition statements, dictionary, Python list comprehension, maps, packages and modules, pandas. These are exception handling. These things we have completed. Few more things like are there, like OOPS concepts are there, that I'll be taking in further when we do PySpark. These things we have completed with respect to Python. And if you come and see recorded sessions, you can go and see this financial year. These all are the recorded sessions. We'll get quickly when if you go and access. If we come and see these all the topics which we have created, you can go and access that particular classes. This is how we can go and see all the recordeds. Okay. And based on the recordeds, if you want to see what all the code, everything I have added, that will be under your lesson sections. Okay. And any widely asked questions, assignments will be adding like this. Anyone who have added assignments will be added. the question students will come and submit their all the assignments like this. Each and every practice they will do, and any company related questions like that are widely asked. For example, these are the company related questions. Each Infosys, Wipro, TCS, around all the questions, whatever is there, we'll be going and adding like this. Students will come and submit their questions like this. Okay, so far we have done this. Now, once we finish our something called a Snowflake end-to-end, neatly we'll go and understand. This is how we are going and integrating with our projects. This is Netflix database project, which we have done with respect to SQL. Now, this is first we'll understand Snowflake end-to-end.
Right, I want to understand Snowflake end-to-end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once we finish our Snowflake, this is a project we are going and integrating end-to-end. Okay, each and everything we'll go and do. We'll create this project end-to-end like this. Okay, this is only with respect to Snowflake. We are not doing any external tools. Now, once that is there, your DBT is also working on top of Snowflake. We'll integrate that project because without DBT, now Snowflake job will be not there. That's for sure.
The Snowflake and DBT. You show that course details. You show in that part. I want to.
Yeah, I'll show you.
And this I know the basic SQL.
Yeah, that's next year something called as a Snowflake and DBT. Next for 10-12 weeks, that will be not an issue for you. We'll be solving all this. Once this is over, Python, and for Python, we need something PySpark, and Snowpark is very important nowadays. If you want to learn AWS also, we'll be using PySpark. So we need to learn PySpark. So that's the reason we're integrating PySpark in Databricks so that you have that idea about Databricks also. If you add Databricks plus Snowflake in your resume, always your resume will be boosted. So we'll be learning PySpark. And once we learn PySpark, then we'll go with AWS. We'll integrate AWS with Snowflake, how we can go and learn, how we can bring our data for using AWS, how we can do all those things. We'll integrate end-to-end project. And at the end, one streaming project. Everything AWS with respect to Snowflake will be done. And coming to your course content. Okay, let me quickly show you.
Yeah, I have a question here. I don't want to involve in the coding part. Is it good to complete that course or whatever you have shown, or I involved in the coding?
I just wanted to tell you that, see, you guys might think like coding is difficult and all. Nowadays, everywhere they have integrated something called as ChatGPT is integrated in each and every project. Now, only coding when you require, to clear the interviews. Now, if you get scared about coding, may I know how total years of experience you have?
17 plus. I am not scared of the coding, but I don't want to involve further coding.
Got it. Since you have 17 plus years of experience, you need to understand more with respect to how the tool works, how the pricing part. These all things are more how the optimization part. These all things are there. For you, I would suggest if you don't want to go into coding, then I would say Matillion is a tool you need to understand. DBT is a tool you need to understand. ADF is a tool you need to understand. Snowflake is a tool you need to understand.
Okay.
But the disadvantage is you have a lot of years of experience. For sure, they will be asking a lot of questions. You have 17 plus years of experience, will be never going and doing coding. They will give you something lead position or manager position to handle the projects. You need to know, you need to guide your whoever is there working as a junior and all, you need to guide them. For that, at least you need to know optimization part and all. There will be expectation because you know the current market standard, how it's there. If you are low code and no code, whatever the candidate is there, preferable is less when compared to those who know coding. I would say just understand how the coding works because you don't need to go and code inside whenever you are working with a project. Everywhere you go, there is something called a ChatGPT integrated. For example, if you come here, ask Copilot, give me code for copy into for table. I just give like this. I gave this particular code. Now, once this particular code is given, it will give this particular code. Now, you need to understand what this particular code is doing. Okay.
Yeah, if I say that part of coding is fine for me. That is.
In the same way, you need to go and understand in something called as Snowpark or Python how it's working. I'm not saying you become a Python coder or something like this. You can go and use that particular knowledge. You need to have that basic knowledge. Then it will be easy for you. But for sure, I would say since you have 17 years of experience, add one cloud, either AWS or Azure, along with Snowflake.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But I missed that previous 4 classes. So how come I?
Okay. Okay. If you come here under KSR Datavizon, you go and say explore classes. If you have not created any profile, go with respect to ksrdatavizon.com. Then they say create your account. Once you have that, you have the access for Snowflake free courses, or else you come and see free sessions here. You have, where is Snowflake? You have Snowflake here. Once you click that, you if you are not enrolled, it will ask for enroll. Once you go and once you do enroll, access will come. You come down and you have all the information here. Under class recordings, you have all the recordings. And if you want to come and see the syllabus, there is now what all things I'll be doing. There is under YouTube channel, I have added that. You can come and click this particular video. You can see this also, and about the course content also, you can come and see here.
Okay.
Each and every course is there, and whatever the things you require.
Yeah, it is under Datavizon, KSR Datavizon courses, right?
Yeah, KSR Datavizon. Go and say explore courses. Once you go explore courses, you come and see free sessions. Under that, Snowflake with Data Engineer free sessions. You click that, then enroll, then access that. Okay. Anyone have doubts? Any doubts? Anyone have doubts? Are we good? Are we good? Others, are we good?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. We'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last demo class for Snowflake. Okay. After that, you need to enroll for paid sessions if you want to get continue. Okay. Thank you.